It's simple for the Spartans. A win tomorrow and they're in the Rose Bowl. But even with a loss, it's still going to take a lot to bump Michigan State out of its first ever BCS appearance. Now, a typical 20-year-old probably doesn't have a hobby of keeping up to 24 snakes. But Alex Moon isn't your typical 20-year-old. It's a new year, it's a beautiful day, and there's a lot to be excited about if you're a Spartan fan in Pasadena. This is not a scene many expected to see back in August. Back then, the Spartan football team was unranked and not picked by anybody, really, to finish atop the Big Ten.
It's just a grinder team. It's been a grinder season.
But now, it's all roses for Michigan State. The 11-1 Spartans made things look easy this season. They won every Big Ten game by at least 10 points.
But we knew we were going to win. I think that's one thing that gives us a lot of confidence and a lot of ability is that we know we're going to win. You can put us up against anyone in the country. Put us against Florida State, we'll win.
No, they won't get a shot at Florida State, but by upsetting Ohio State, they will be in the Rose Bowl for the first time in 25 years.
I believe in our team. I never lost faith.
Receiver Keith Mumphrey, who had a huge 72-yard touchdown to put Sparty up 10-0, said he knew Michigan State might not even be the most talented team on the field Saturday night.
Sparty's got 6, 72 yards.
Hard work beats talent. When you bring a group of guys together who are willing to work hard and not just depend on their talent, I mean, amazing things can happen, and that's what we showed tonight.
3 months ago, it hardly even seemed possible, but now the Spartans are 12-1, undefeated in the Big Ten, and the first team to beat the Buckeyes in 2 years. Now, they're Rose Bowl bound.
And that's a dream come true. Like, I never think I'd be going to a Rose Bowl coming straight out of college. Coming straight out of high school. But now it's like, we made it.
Next up, Pasadena. For Focal Point, I'm Greg Monahan. If you're afraid of snakes, you might want to look away.
This was Pascal. This is Butters. And this is Applejack.
Those 4 guys make up just a part of a big collection for one Spartan student.
My name's Alex Moon. I'm an undeclared sophomore here at MSU, and you might know me as the snake guy.
Moon owns 24 snakes.
Let's go right here. Her name's Victoria. She's a jungle carpet python.
For almost a year now, Moon has been raising snakes at his East Lansing apartment and at his parents' house in Grand Ledge.
How I got into snakes, well, that's a long story. I would say I got into a project with my cousin, and I liked it a lot.
He feeds them frozen mice and rats and said he's been bit countless times.
And there's a good chance I'm going to get bit if I go in there to grab them. Let's go for it. Oh, I guess not.
Now, a typical 20-year-old probably doesn't have a hobby of keeping up to 24 snakes. But Alex Moon isn't your typical 20-year-old.
You listening to me? This is my other female carpet python right here. She's kind of skinny because she's been on a hunger strike. She hasn't eaten for a few months.
Not everyone might get it, but Moon knows his stuff.
These are not the exact same genes at play because this is a black pastel and this is a cinnamon, but they're related genes. You can see the pattern mutation similar.
By selling some of his snakes, he's able to manage the cost of owning up to 24 at a time.
You can actually generate something that gives you some revenue and subsidize your hobby. So I'm not really doing it for a profit. It's more just to keep the boat afloat.
And if you want to pony up a few $100s, one of them can be yours. For Focal Point, I'm Greg Monahan.
Profile, put a couple of pictures on there, and then all of a sudden I got the call.
MSU student Nick Blaskowski is getting a chance to play movie star.
They asked me if I wanted to portray a role in this movie. So I said, well, hell yeah. When can I start?
The grad student is playing a small role in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, which is filming at the Eli and Edith Broad Art Museum on the north side of campus.
Real excited about it.
But not everyone shares Blaskowski's excitement.
It's adding like 10 minutes onto my walks to class.
Filming has shut down the entire museum and the surrounding areas, which has made it hard for some students to get to class.
I mean, it's kind of cool being able to see the action from my window, but in terms of getting to class, like, you're not allowed to go on the sidewalk. You get swarmed by the cops, like, if you set foot over there.
Students are doing just about anything to try to get a better view of the set, You can see some over my shoulder right now trying to peer past the police barricades, and others had even more creative ways to try to get a good view.
Who are you waving to?
This person.
MSU underclassmen Lauren Tam and Choa Yang climbed to the 3rd floor of Berkey Hall to try to scope things out.
I've been waving to all the workers. They're
There was
smiling
a waiter
at us.
that waved back. Most of them just laugh at us.
But even without a fantastic view, they think they've seen a few of the movie's A-list stars.
I don't know.
I will bet money that that was Ben Affleck.
And then someone got back in the car and the car drove away.
While it isn't convenient for everybody, it sure has brought a lot of attention to campus, and it's gotten a lot of people excited.
I could have never dreamed that I would get this chance, and I'm going to live it up because it's going to be fun.
For Focal Point, I'm Greg Monahan.